finally going to do a little sewing video on the cutest little, like, what are they called? They're like the pleated mini skirts, the tennis skirts, the schoolgirl skirts. I love it. I need them, and I need them in every color. And I know I'm like super late to this, but I wanted to do it right for you guys, so Juju wants to join us, but let's go ahead and get into it.
To start off, here are some of the materials that we're going to need to make these skirts. To start off, you're going to need to measure your waist, your hips, and how long you want your skirt to be. Then, we'll need to measure out your hip length times 3 to have enough room for 2-inch pleats, which I have found to be not too big, not too small, just the perfect size pleat. This happened to be about 1.5 yards for me. Now that we have our measurements, we can start marking it on our fabric. So here I start by marking the length of the skirt that I want, and then I'll mark the width, which will be the 3 times my hip length. In order to get to the 3 times my hip measurement, I had to cut 2 separate pieces, so now I have to sew them together, but this will give me the full length that I need. Now I can start measuring where my pleats are gonna go. So I start measuring and marking every 2 inches. That way I'll know where each pleat folds into. I'm just going to measure and make sure that this fits the measurement of my hip, and then I'll cut off any excess. Now I can sew along the top of my skirt to keep all my pleats together.
Okay, so once we've gotten that far, since this gal's got some hips, we're gonna need to make some space from the waist.
Yeah, I had a little brain fart here. What I mean to say is that I need to create some space between the waist and the hips and the rest of the pleats at the bottom. So I'm going to measure out about 1/4 inch and move each pleat that 1/4 inch over and repin it down. That way when I sew them down, that'll give my hips a little more space than what my waist has. Now that I've sewn my pleats down in that slight 1/4 inch diagonal, I can now hem the bottom of my skirt. At this point, we can now iron down the pleats so that they look nice and finished. Using the excess fabric, I'll start to cut out my waistband. And I made mine about 4 inches wide and then 29 inches long, plus another 2 inches for the waist clasp, and then some extra seam allowance. Once the waistband is cut, we can now fold the inner edges of the waistband, fold the whole waistband in half, sew the edges, and then we'll line up the edge of our skirt with the waistband, pin it down, and sew along the edge, making sure to line it up with the outside ends of the skirt.
Okay, so now that we have our skirt almost completely done, all we need to do now is add our zipper and some clasps for the waistband. So, yeah, let's do it.
This little zipper part will be very vague. I'm not very good at explaining stuff like this. There's so many great tutorials out there for zippers, but right here I'm just measuring where the zipper will start and stop so that I can sew up the remainder of the bottom of the skirt before actually putting my zipper in. Now I can simply pin my zipper in place and sew it down. Of course, making sure to fold in the raw edges of the skirt connecting to the zipper.
Okay, so it's not perfect, but I have my zipper in. Sorry I don't have a better tutorial. There are amazing people out there who make zipper tutorials on YouTube, and they're lots better than I could ever be, so I recommend doing that. And stop pressing buttons, Juju. Anyways, all that's left now is to put on our clasp for the waistband, and it's done!
These turned out so great. I'm so happy to have one of these, and yes, I went ahead and made myself another one in white. I will probably continue to make these in different colors until I feel satisfied, which will be never. So, thanks for watching again, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!